Well, here we go, folks. I've found a reel of slides just already set up, semi-set up. I've had a quick flick through it, and there's the Brian Denton cephalotus, which you particularly wanted me to show you, and a few other things in, and Kendale's, or the late Kendale's Drosophila hamiltonii. And here's myself at Cannington Swamp. If I can just get it, see if it's in focus. Woo! It's all in focus there. That was when I was, that's probably when I'm 9 or 10. Probably 9, I think. So yeah, I'll just set this up so we get a better, better focus, I think. Just bear with me. Okay, I think that's about the best I can do at the time, at this point in time. See what we can do, just move it over a little bit more. Yeah, it's about the best, I think. Anyway, let's start off the old slideshow. See what we've got after this one. Oh, we've got some. It looks like a glutted out Drosophila profolia. I think I'll just skip this one. Oh, these are some of the Stoloniferous Whitakeri in over in Victoria. I'll just skip these. These are part of a talk. As you can see, the Stoloniferous stem. I have to keep focusing on all these. There's some more there. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll skip all through these. As I said, it was just a one that went through. Oh, here we go. This is Drosophila indica pink flower. This was grown by Kendale, or the late Kendale, back in 1989. And there we go. Keeps slipping focus for some reason. And the plant's here. That's the plant. As you can see, there's no tentacles. I don't know if you can see this, but there's no tentacles from here to here. Oh, it's gone out of focus, but anyway, that's one of the distinguishing part. Whereas the white flowered form, tentacles go all the way down to the stem. Anyway, let's move on. Oops, what happened there? Oh, here we go. This is the Drosophila adelaide I had back at my parents' place when Robert Gibson came over, and of all my plants in my collection, this is the one plant that got Robert to get his camera out and start taking photographs. For some reason he was really impressed by this. I don't know why, because it wasn't a large plant, it was just sort of moderate size, and it was under a Coke bottle dome, and he got me to remove the Coke bottle dome and photographed it. For some reason he was really impressed by this. So I don't know what I'm going to be able to do with the polypete and my new greenhouse. So I mean, this was just under ordinary conditions under a walnut tree. So see what I can do this coming season. This is a Drosophila prolifera grown by I think it's Kevin Donovan. I've got a much better shot of this when the plant was a bit older, but it's only a print. So anyway, let's move on. This one's Suzandra by Fred Howe. This is grown back in the. These are all roughly 88, 89. That's when I was first getting into slide film here. You've probably seen this one in one of the ACPS bulletins too. Oh, this is the Drosophila hybrida. This was also grown by the late Kendale. I've got a number of these prints were actually reproduced in the French Society bulletin as one of their monthly photographs. So yeah, it's quite good. Plant's quite nice too. I've got a slide of that as well somewhere in my collection. Oh, these are the cephalotus grown by Brian Denton back in 1992. This was during the photograph shoot I had when he had the giant Bednata. There's a few more shots later on in here of the stuff from the same shoot, but not all the Drosophila ones I did. But there's some really nice Drosophilas too. He had 4 pots of these. These are 2 here, and there's another 2 on another slide somewhere. When you haven't got the sheen on the pots, but yeah, he had 4 pots just like this, all roughly the same, and large 2-inch pictures on there. and the following season nothing. So yeah, very sporadic. This is another cephalotus at one of our annual shows. This is about 1993, I think, from memory. This is also the same plant that's on the website. They put this plant on the website. I don't think I even knew who grew this one. I don't think I took note of it, but it'll probably be in one of the bulletins. Another view of the same plant and the same pot. I'm not sure if this won a prize at the show, but it was a nice looking plant. And this is Kevin Donovan. He also had a good year too. This is 1989 when I went down and stayed at his place for a weekend. I stayed at his place and I bought $200 worth of fly traps, and I went round his complete collection picking out the reddest traps because I was always into growth and coloration of the Venus fly trap. And the connection, of course, now with salt is obvious because he's out at Truro because they're on bore water, and also he used to produce these $1,000 concrete troughs. Every time he get a spare $1,000, he buy all the cement bags to put in a new water trough, and the water troughs would be under his benches, and he used to water the plants in this. So there's the calcium link there. So there's a small amount of calcium leaching into the water from the concrete trough, and he was obviously using salt bore water, and the combination used to produce these lovely red Venus fly traps, which I've got in my slide collection. I've even got as a 3D set, but I don't think I'll be able to lay my hands on it in this cassette. It'll have to be on another video. I think I'll do a really good job on a future video, probably towards the end of the next video, Windows on the Future. I might do a big run, like an hour slideshow of really top-notch material. But anyway, as you can see, there's my hand in there from 1989. Yeah, still got the same hand. Yeah. Another plant, same. And there's his address. There we go. I don't know if I'll just check the video that's coming out or what on here. Yeah, oh, it looks a bit bright here. I'll have to tone it down a bit. Let me see. Exposure. That may be right. Oh, you're not getting it all in, unfortunately. I have to move the. Is that better now? A little bit better. There we go. Should have checked this earlier. I'll get it properly set up in the future and get all these slides sorted and do a proper job later on. Well, this is Drosera microphylla. Ordinary looking plant, but the flower is absolutely fantastic. I've got actual better. This is slide copy. This is a slide of a print I did, because at this point in time I was into print film, and so I went back, and when I went into slide film I took a slide photograph of original print. I've actually got a better looking print actually, which I haven't copied, so I could probably send to you as a print if you're interested. But yeah, interesting that this flower opens up over a number of days, and if you raise the temperature in your greenhouse using your kerosene heater, you can get it open and close as you wish. Oh, this is some sort of nitidular hybrid, I think. You can see the club red stigmas, classic sign of either a nitidular or nitidular hybrid. And this is species Brookton. What's it called now? I've forgotten now. This is back in '89 again, when it was really new back then. Lovely flower. Quite large too. As you can see, there's a label in the pot there. I better check this one's in the field of view. I have to put it over a bit more now. Is that in there? Yeah, I think it's in there. Okay, I hope that's not too bright or too dark. We'll find out on the run. Okay. And this is, oh, it's not in focus. It's well younger. There's a number of colour flowered forms of well younger, and this one had fluorescent pollen. I've actually got this one in 3D as well. Well, that's a bit bright, isn't it? I think I'll have to tone some of these down. Okay, let's move on. Grown by Tony Holcroft. who's related to Kendale, the late Kendale. And this is a bladder of one of my Utrix. I'll have to look at the slide really to find out which one. You can see there's a ruler above there, it's all in millimetres of course. Another one. I've really found looking under a microscope at these really interesting because some of the cells can be translucent, and also you can get this sort of striated pattern where you get a green cell, clear cell, green cell, clear cell, and it really helps you to distinguish the species very easily. So get yourself a microscope. I've recently got one, so I can get back into doing all the I was really into Utrix in the early to middle 80s. I eventually made up a Utrix box for one of the auctions at one of the meetings we had, and had about 27 different species of Utrix, including Humboldtii. I could never get that to grow. I can only get the little leaves to grow about 2 inches, whereas they're supposed to grow like up to a foot. Yeah. So maybe they need cool conditions. Maybe I'll be able to crack it in the new greenhouse. There we go. Oh, this is also grown by Tony Holcroft. This is one of the Petiolaris complex. Is this Lanata? I'm not sure now. This is when they're all new. These were taken back in the late 80s when they're all new and they all had provisional names back then. Oh, this is the woolly one, isn't it? The woolly sundew. What used to be the woolly sundew is now Lanata, I think. Correct me on that if I'm wrong. Any of you up in the Northern Territory? And here's another one. Quite nice looking one. Yeah, people like, over in America seem to have cracked this. They grow them from seed, and the trick is not to let them go into dormancy. Or I've been told this by Greg Burke. So that seems to be the trick. People overseas seem to be able to grow Australian Drossa better than we can. So I think we ought to learn from the Yanks. I think. Oh, here's a close-up. That's the woolly sundew. So that must be Lanata there. I hope we're getting all this. And oh, you're missing about 1/3 of what you see on the screen. But anyway, we'll see what comes out. Here's a back end of one of the leaves. Probably absolutely chopped off, is it? Oh yeah, almost. You can't even see the top of that up there. Oh well. I'll get it organised for a future one. It's only a quick run anyway, just to see what you can do. Oh, there's a bit of a darkie. That's a bit underexposed, that one. Oh. Now back to the same shot again. We're going the wrong way. Have I clicked the... Oh no, Drossa regia. This is Steve Beckwith's in his second greenhouse. Chedo Chedic also grew lovely regias too. But then Stephen Beckwith moved house, or his parents moved and he went with them. And his new greenhouse has just never been the same. Wrong spot, wrong everything it seems to be. You just can't seem to match what he used to do. Oh, I've got some slides in my collection from his Sericinias, Cephalotus. There was absolutely one gorgeous photograph that we were going to have as a front cover bulletin photograph, and for some reason it just vanished. It showed Stephen's main bog table had massive, we call it a colony of cephalotus, and all these sericinias coming up and everything else, and for some reason it never ended up on the front cover, and I wonder where. I have asked about it, but I never seem to get a good response. So I still feel that it's good enough to be a front cover photograph. Yeah, oh geez, you're missing all the bottom of the pot here. Damn. I think I'm going to have to look at every one through the... Oh, even now. What I might do is just move it this way. There, is that better? I think I have to do this for every one now. It's obviously not reliable. There we go, let's go to the next one. And let's see, what do we got there? Oh yeah, this is probably Admirabilis. Let's see if we can get it in focus. Oh. I think that's some sort of Admirabilis, very early on, grown by Fred Howe when it first came in. This is Dielciana.